Hello everyone and welcome to our channel. Today, we're diving into a fascinating topic that has puzzled scholars and the general public alike. Why do some people who seem to lack knowledge or wisdom often think they are actually quite smart? This phenomenon isn't just a trivial curiosity. It has real implications for personal development, professional environments, and societal dynamics. In today's video, we'll explore the Dunning-Kruger effect, a cognitive bias where individuals with low ability at a task overestimate their ability. We're going to unpack what this effect is, why it happens, and how it shows up in everyday situations. From historical events shaped by misplaced confidence to everyday misjudgments, understanding this effect can help us navigate our lives and relationships more effectively. We'll also discuss how social media platforms might amplify this bias and what steps we can take to recognize and overcome our own potential blind spots. So whether you're here to understand more about yourself or the people around you, stay tuned as we delve into the truth behind why some people think they're smarter than they actually are. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming content. Let's get started. Part 2. Unveiling the Dunning-Kruger effect. Now that you're with us, let's talk about a really interesting psychological concept called the Dunning-Kruger effect. This might sound a bit technical, but it's actually quite a simple idea to understand, and it happens to a lot of people. Imagine this. Sometimes, when we start learning something new, like playing the guitar or cooking, we quickly feel like we've gotten pretty good at it. That feeling is normal, but for some people, this feeling might be a bit too strong. They start thinking they are great at it, even the best. But in reality, they might only know a little. This is what we call the Dunning-Kruger effect. The interesting part here is that the less people know, the more confident they sometimes feel. Why? Because they don't know enough yet to see how much they still need to learn. It's like if you just learned how to make an omelet and you think you're ready to be a chef at a fancy restaurant. Let's bring this closer to real life with an example. Think about someone who just started learning about politics by watching a few videos or reading a few articles. They might quickly believe they understand everything about it and start giving strong opinions. However, a real expert who truly understands how complex politics can be might actually be more cautious about what they claim to know. So you see, this effect is all about the mismatch between what people think they know and what they actually know. It's quite a twist, isn't it? It shows us that sometimes a little knowledge can make us feel overconfident, while learning more can make us realize how much more there is to learn. Remember, it's okay to be a beginner and to admit that we're still learning. It's a part of growing and becoming better at anything we do. Now, let's see why this effect happens and dig a bit deeper into the reasons behind it in the next part of our video. Stay tuned. Part 3. Why does the Dunning-Kruger effect happen? In our previous section, we introduced the Dunning-Kruger effect. Now, let's dive deeper into why this happens. Understanding the reasons can help us be more aware of when it might be affecting us or people around us. Firstly, one main reason this effect happens is due to a lack of self-awareness. When people start learning something new, it's like they're only seeing the tip of an iceberg. They don't see the huge part hidden under the water. So they might think, hey, this is easy. I've seen all there is to see. But in reality, there's so much more they don't know yet. Secondly, there's also the issue of feedback, or actually the lack of it. Imagine you're singing in the shower and you think you sound like a superstar because there's nobody there to tell you otherwise. It's similar with other skills. If no one is around to give honest feedback, it's easy to keep believing that you're doing great, even if you're not. Thirdly, our own brains can trick us. It's a bit funny, but our brains like to feel good about ourselves. It makes us happy and confident. This feeling can sometimes stop us from seeing our mistakes or realizing that we have much more to learn. To make this clearer, think about playing a new sport. At first, if you score a goal or make a good play, you might think, "I'm really good at this." But if a coach comes along and shows you all the techniques you're not using or the strategies you've overlooked, you might start to see that there's a lot to learn. So why is this important to know? Because by understanding that the Dunning-Krueger effect is a common human experience, we can start to check ourselves. We can ask for feedback, we can look for more information, and we can always be open to learning more. It doesn't mean we are not good. It just means we are on the journey of getting better. Now that we know what causes this effect, let's explore how social media might be making it stronger and what we can do about it. Join me in the next part as we unpack more about this intriguing topic. Part 4, the role of social media. Now, let's talk about how social media plays into the Dunning-Krueger effect. Social media is a big part of many of our lives, and it can sometimes magnify this psychological phenomenon. Understanding this can help us use social media more wisely. Firstly, social media often acts like a mirror that only reflects the good parts. People usually share their successes and hide their struggles. When you see someone posting about their perfect holiday, their great job, or how well they play the guitar, it's easy to think they've got it all figured out. This can lead to a skewed perception where everyone else seems to be doing great, and we start to overestimate our own lives in comparison. Secondly, likes and comments can be misleading. When you post something and it gets a lot of likes, it feels good, right? It can make you think you're an expert or really talented. But remember, just because something is popular doesn't mean it's accurate or well-informed. Popularity is not the same as accuracy. Thirdly, social media can create echo chambers. This means we often see and hear beliefs and opinions that reinforce our own. If you post an opinion and all your friends agree with you, it might make you feel very smart or right. But just because a lot of people you know agree with something doesn't mean it's the whole truth. It's just a part of it. So, what can we do about this? It's important to use social media with a bit of skepticism. Question what you see and hear. Look for different sources of information and don't be afraid to be challenged. Remember, real growth comes from understanding different perspectives and admitting that we don't know everything. By being more thoughtful about how we interact with social media, we can avoid falling into the trap of the Dunning-Krueger effect and become more accurate in understanding our own skills and knowledge. Next, let's move on to some practical tips on how to recognize and overcome the Dunning-Krueger effect in ourselves. Stay tuned for some actionable advice in the next part of our video. Part 5. Overcoming the Dunning-Krueger effect. Welcome back. We've talked about what the Dunning-Krueger effect is and how social media can amplify it. Now let's focus on what we can do to overcome this effect in our own lives. It's all about becoming more self-aware and embracing a mindset of continuous learning. First step, seek feedback. One of the most effective ways to overcome the Dunning-Krueger effect is to actively seek feedback from others. Ask friends, colleagues, or mentors for their honest opinions about your skills and knowledge. Yes, it might feel a bit uncomfortable at first, but constructive criticism is invaluable for growth. It helps you see what you might be missing. Second step, keep learning. Remember, the more you learn, the more you realize there's much you don't know. Commit to lifelong learning. Take courses, read books, and stay curious. This not only expands your knowledge, but also keeps your brain engaged and aware of the complexities in any field. Third step, question yourself. It's easy to assume we're right, but it's healthier to question our own understanding. When you feel very confident about something, take a moment to ask yourself, what if I'm wrong? What else should I consider? This practice can help you stay balanced and open to new information. Fourth step, diversify your sources. When gathering information, especially on social media, make sure to look at different perspectives. This helps you build a more rounded view and reduces the risk of falling into echo chambers that reinforce incorrect beliefs. Fifth step, practice humility. Finally, embrace humility. Recognize that everyone has strengths and weaknesses, and it's okay not to be an expert in everything. By acknowledging our limitations, we can better appreciate others' expertise and learn from them. By taking these steps, you can start to counteract the Dunning-Krueger effect and enhance your true competence in any area. It's a journey that requires patience and persistence, but it's incredibly rewarding. Thanks for staying with us through this exploration of the Dunning-Krueger effect. I hope this video helps you understand more about this psychological phenomenon and what you can do to keep growing smarter and wiser. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video if you found it useful. Let us know in the comments how you plan to apply these tips in your life. See you in our next video. Part 6, Reflection and Future Steps. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the Dunning-Krueger effect. Before we wrap up, let's reflect on what we've learned and think about how we can continue to apply this knowledge moving forward. Reflect on learning. We've explored how the Dunning-Krueger effect can make people overestimate their knowledge and skills, especially when they're just starting to learn something new. We've seen how social media can reinforce these misperceptions, making it even more challenging to see our own limitations clearly. Commit to self-awareness. As we move forward, the key is to maintain a high level of self-awareness. This means continuously questioning our assumptions and seeking truth beyond our immediate understanding. It's about being honest with ourselves about where we stand and what we still need to learn. Create a plan. To truly overcome the Dunning-Krueger effect, consider setting personal development goals. For instance, you could aim to read one new book a month, subscribe to a learning platform, or start a new hobby that challenges you. Each of these steps can help expand your horizons and expose you to new ideas and skills. Engage with diverse communities. Furthermore, engage with communities different from your own. This interaction can provide new perspectives that challenge your preconceived notions and prevent the echo chamber effect we discussed. Whether online or in real life, diverse interactions can enrich your understanding and reduce biases. Stay open and curious. Lastly, embrace curiosity and openness as lifelong practices. The more open we are to learning and the more curious we are about the world, the better equipped we are to develop true expertise and wisdom in any field. As we conclude, remember that understanding and overcoming the Dunning-Krueger effect isn't just about avoiding overconfidence. It's about fostering a genuine pursuit of knowledge and humility in our understanding. Keep challenging yourself, keep learning, and keep engaging with the world around you. We hope this series has inspired you to think differently about your own knowledge and how you perceive the abilities of others. Don't forget to continue the conversation by sharing your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Subscribe for more insightful content, and let's keep growing together. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.